Today, we're in Newark, New Jersey to explore the Proctors Palace Theater, two incredible abandoned theaters built directly on top of each other. Both auditoriums opened in 1915 and started out showing vaudeville plays before switching over to cinema. Together, they seated 4,200 guests. The Proctors Palace closed its doors for good in 1968, and since then, it's sat abandoned. Now, we're venturing inside to see what's left.
This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Start protecting yourself on the web at nordvpn.com/properpeople and use the code PROPERPEOPLE at checkout to get 75% off a 3-year plan.
All right, careful where you step, because there's holes in the stage floor everywhere.
Yep, it goes all the way to the basement. Do we think this still works? Not a chance.
There's no chance.
The keys don't even move. These are stage lights that are way down here.
The Penthouse Cinema, now atop this theater.
Look, there's a theater, like a cinema screen up there. This was a cinema screen too, I think. This was a widescreen one.
This place is in bad shape, dude.
Jeez.
You can tell how ornate it would have been at one point.
It's just all falling off. And all you have left is the shell.
I mean, up at the top, it looks like there's some more details left intact. So maybe once we get up there, we can see some more.
You can see the original molding and roof is still up there. Some lights.
All right, I'm going to try to walk through this death trap.
You think there's still a lobby intact?
That's a good question.
Looks like there's shutters back there. I don't know. They might have been demolished. Now we have to figure out the maze to get up there.
I did not expect it to be this rough in here.
There's a lot of metal on the ground. That is getting me nervous. And you don't know what's underneath
I know.
the rubble.
Probably a basement.
It could just go straight through.
Yeah.
This is all molding and plaster from the ceiling and walls. Let's go upstairs.
Okay. The stairs are kind of covered in dust, too. So be careful there. The railing is really clean, though, surprisingly. Jeez, man. It's like this place was bombed. You can see the shape of the arch in the metal that went above the screen.
That would have been
Or the actual.
there.
All the plaster's gone, though.
This is so messed up. I can't get over this. You could still see some of the original trim up there.
This is a collapse right here, also.
Yeah. The seats are missing up here. I'm gonna take a look.
See, there's some details left towards the back of the theater.
Yeah, but more of the detail would have been by the stage.
Definitely. That's all gone now.
There's a room over here too. A couple of rooms. Is this a popcorn machine? I think it's a popcorn machine.
Looks like it. The way it kind of funnels down.
Yeah.
Oh, elevators.
Are they ornate?
No. It's slightly open here. Just the shaft.
Okay. Well, you want to take a look down and see if there's a lobby?
Sure.
It looks like there is a lobby under here. This looks like the ceiling of it. Looks like the ceiling of a lobby. Hopefully it's somewhat intact underneath this. Let's go down.
Hopefully there's a way to access it.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No. The lobby might have been used for something else at one point.
Yeah.
The other side might connect.
Hopefully.
I've never seen pictures of it though.
Yeah.
Nope. This is the lobby though. The lobby's used for something else. It's like clothes lined up. And there's still original ceiling and lighting in there.
Yeah, it looks really cool in there. I'd love to be able to get in there.
I don't think we are gonna.
No, not from in here at
Maybe
least.
through the basement.
Maybe.
The basement looks really collapsed.
That's the ceiling for where we just were. But this is what's doing the bulk of the work for holding up the building.
Oh yeah.
These huge steel girders.
That's big. The same one? Yeah.
No, we're higher up level now.
It's the same stage though.
Yeah.
This is the third level, yeah.
Oh, right. That's probably why the stairs keep going up, because there's supposedly a theater on top of this
Yeah,
one.
something. It's all decorative theater, but this is the same theater when you go high enough.
No, but I was trying to get here.
Yeah. Let's see if anything's up there.
Well, a lot more of the detail is intact over here. You can even see it would have had a blue and pink color scheme. Maybe blue and red before it all faded.
Looks like a dark purple red.
Well, this side here is in much better shape. Look at these things. Little handholds. This feels like it would be a very uncomfortable angle to watch a show at, though. It's very steep.
These are the cheap seats.
Yeah. Despite the massive amount of decay, there were enough details left behind to imagine how incredible the theater once was. So how does a building so opulent and grand wind up neglected and abandoned for the past 5 decades? It's a story of changing urban geography that you can find over and over again in cities across the United States. In the middle of the 20th century, many African Americans were migrating to urban centers in search of economic opportunity. However, when they arrived in these communities, they were met with segregation and discrimination. At the same time, the middle class was beginning to migrate into the suburbs, enabled by the new interstate highway system. By the 1960s, the tension between whites and African Americans in urban areas was reaching its boiling point, and race riots were breaking out across the country. In 1967, one of the deadliest and most destructive race riots broke out right here in Newark. 26 people died, hundreds were injured, and countless city blocks were destroyed. By this point, many of the remaining businesses and middle-class citizens had finally been convinced to leave. The Proctors Palace Theater would close just 1 year later in 1968. By the time all the white residents had fled for the suburbs, the cities had already begun to deindustrialize, leaving very little economic opportunity for black communities. What resulted were massive inner-city ghettos and entire city blocks doomed to decades of abandonment. To me, forgotten theaters are the perfect symbol of this urban decay. Their handcrafted details and massive scale were the epitome of early 20th century American opulence. But now, in this state of decay, this theater is merely a distant echo of the past.
No projectors left. They're all ripped out. I don't even know what year these were. Just a bunch of ads. These were the film reel holders. I'm sure there's not much film besides that little piece left. Yeah, completely empty. This looks like there's moss hanging from the ceiling in here. It's gross.
It's like the sound deadening tiling.
Yeah.
But it's falling apart.
It's probably not good to breathe it.
I'm sure there's part asbestos in it.
I'm sure there is.
All the projectors are gone, but it still looks really cool in here.
An old heater. The detail on these seats, every aisle. There was a different pattern on the ceiling before they put the tiles up. You can see it showing where the tiles have fallen off. Oh, you know what this is? You know what this is? A marquee. This would have been on the outside of the building, lighting up.
Yeah. I don't know how it ended up here.
Yeah.
Wow, there's still some light bulbs intact too. So they would have had plaster on this wall to make it look more detailed. It's all on the ground now. Little signboard. Yep, there's another theater up here.
A theater on top of a theater. They added these drainage pipes way after, and they're kind of falling apart.
This theater is nowhere near as grand, but it's still cool.
They just put fluorescent lights up in here.
Yeah. The Penthouse Theater, as that other sign said. This roof auditorium was rarely used after the theater switched from vaudeville plays to cinema. In the last few years before the theater's closure, it had a brief revival showing foreign films. Although the downstairs theater was always the main attraction, the Penthouse Cinema is still impressive in its own right. everyone's photos too. These things are hanging from the ceiling. These nets right here. I wonder if somebody cut them down because they didn't like them in their shot, or if they just fell down naturally.
Looks like they're all ripped.
Yeah, they probably just fell down naturally.
That creaking is the theater screen moving in the wind.
Are you serious?
Yes.
We're just in here exploring. Meanwhile, it sounds like World War III is going on outside. You know, there's a lot of windows in here for a theater. Kind of weird. Unless they only did nighttime shows or something. Or had really good blackout curtains. But like, why would you go through the trouble of installing all these windows if you were just going to black them out anyway?
This window actually has some of the blackout curtains still here. So these would be over all the windows to black them out.
They've still got some sandbags to provide balancing weight. This is a cool control board right here. Gotta be careful where I step. Wow. It's a bit sketchy right here.
This was supposed to be a wall. It's gone now.
You know, there were some non-prime seats in here.
With
If
poles.
you could have ended up behind a pole.
Look at this. This would have been a nice piece of glass. But it's smashed in completely. It's kind of dangerous. It could fall out below. No projectors in here either. This was a much smaller projection room for a much smaller theater. Looks like this I-beam in the middle was added after too.
It does, yeah, for additional support. Or they needed to make way for the projectors, so they widened the beams.
That's what it is.
Because it wasn't originally a theater, it was originally for plays.
Probably what it is.
Yeah. This one is nowhere near as opulent and well designed as the one just below, though.
If they actually added this on, they could have. Look at this light and a marquee.
Oh, this is that stairwell we were in before. Because here's the top of the marquee. The O probably from RKO.
Yep. This would have been the rail it sat on. Because you can see where they'd power it. mess.
There's another sign down there. It's just a lot of rooms in here, though.
Proctors. And it was a neon sign.
Proctors Palace Theater, maybe?
I think so. This was.
It's so cool. All the signs ended up here at the top of the building.
There's still some neon tube in here.
Wow.
This would have been amazing lit up.
Yeah.
It's a big window.
What if this was like a grand ballroom remodeled
divided it up
into rooms?
That's a big window.
Yeah. This had to have been a ballroom of some kind.
You can see that these walls don't really match or fit. This one kind of does, though. So I don't know.
The elevator cars are on the top floor. I heard it's actually pretty common for abandoned elevator cars to be placed at the top floor because the counterweight is actually heavier than the empty elevator car. Misaligned elevator cars, though, something about that is just so creepy. I've said it before, but I have like nightmares where an elevator car arrives and it's like not lined up with the floor you're on, and then you get in and something bad happens.
That's the Tower Terror elevator.
Yeah. This one has a light fixture that looks pretty cool.
Control panel over right here. Both have the same light fixture. More rooms. Oh yeah, this is the rafters of the first stage. I don't really want to walk across this,
This is just the fire escape.
but yeah.
Yeah, don't trust any rafters here.
More dressing rooms. Look at this huge stage light. This thing is big.
That's a light?
Looks right? I think so.
I think it is. You would grab onto these big handles to aim it, probably.
Yeah, that was a light. Huge one.
What else is up here?
Electrical boxes. Smaller stage lights.
Wow.
An old battery. That is so cool.
This place is a time capsule.
$14 for the National Theater Supply Company. 1931.
It's not a duplicate, it's a triplicate.
What is $14.70 in today's money
I don't
from
know.
1931? Converted inflation. Maybe do it later. 1932. $145. I feel like that's a lot of money in today's money.
Probably.
A couple thousand. How much is it now?
I was very wrong. $145 in 1930 was $2,194
That's a lot.
in 2019. Yeah. Inflation is a big deal. Hey, this is kind of cool. Walt Disney.
Never heard of Danny the Lamb.
Full-length Technicolor hit. So Dear to My Heart was a Disney film released in 1948 by none other than RKO Pictures. It was re-released in 1964, just a few years before this theater shut down, which is likely why the sign is still here.
This was a tall theater. I don't know how much to trust this.
What's it made out of?
I think
It's
concrete.
metal.
But yeah.
This screen looks mint condition too, which is crazy.
They had the widescreen one down there, and then this was the square one.
Abandoned theaters like this one can be found in nearly every major city in the country, all with a similar story behind their demise. A few may eventually be saved, but most are likely destined for demolition.
We just want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, NordVPN. NordVPN makes it extremely easy to protect yourself online. Their service uses military-grade encryption to encrypt all data going to and from your device. They have over 5,000 servers in over 60 countries that allow you to get around any region restrictions. This came in super handy when we were in Europe and we had to pay our credit card bill. Our bank's website was region locked and we couldn't access the online dashboard, so there was no way to pay our bill if we didn't have NordVPN. We were able to connect to the USA server and access the bank account as if we were home. If you connect to any public Wi-Fi network, we recommend you protect yourself online using NordVPN.
For a limited time, get 75% off a 3-year plan at nordvpn.com/properpeople. This special offer makes your subscription just $2.99 per month so you can browse securely on all of your devices. And for a short time, use the code PROPERPEOPLE to get an extra month of NordVPN for free. That's nordvpn.com/PROPERPEOPLE.